G'day you guys and gals. Okay, MB-EX-6. If you're here trying to do this on the normal mode, this strategy will be super easy for you. If you're here doing it on challenge mode, it'll be as hard as any other, no doubt. Alright, that aside, we're going to go in with 3 vanguards. First is a flag bearer, second is a standard vanguard 2 block, and the third one is a 1 block vanguard who's just there for cleanup. That's about it. Borrow an Ifrit from somebody, Ifrit with skill 2, that is perfectly okie dokie. An AoE healer, preferably somebody like Perfumer who has a map-wide heal talent, because that will come in handy. A good defender, so we've got Quora. A good single target healer, so Suzuro is perfectly fine. Somebody with super high attack, because basically if something hits you and it doesn't one-shot you, if you don't top them all the way back up, on challenge mode this is, on regular mode, don't worry about what I'm saying, just ignore me for the next 10 seconds. On challenge mode though, you need that heal to top them up, otherwise you'll probably lose that operator. So anyone with high attack, be damned about their health because they won't be getting hit, just make sure they can top up. So Suzuro, or if you're a 5-star fan, Warfarin with skill 1. Matoimaru with skill 2. Now Matoimaru is there for health. Things are going to hit hard, and you basically are just going to need her to sit there and tidy up anything that sneaks through. So Matoimaru, don't worry about mine being maxed out, because as I said, you just want it for a health with skill 2. She's going to have Perfumer and Gummy healing her, so don't panic too much. Pudding with skill 2, so a chain caster. Ethan or Manticore with skill 2, so they're stun skills. Vignar, I mentioned, and Gummy, as I said, is just going to be a reserve healer for Matoimaru. Now you can swap out Perfumer for Telopsis, that's fine, but yeah, it's up to you guys. You've got 1 slot free too. That said, if this helps you out, guys, leave a sub, because that helps me out a bunch. And let's do this. This initial drop order you're going to have to make sure you follow, because otherwise you will lose your poor initial vanguard. You may get away with it if you're not doing it on challenge mode, but if you're doing it on challenge mode, you will absolutely lose that vanguard. So let's start getting our roadblocks in. This first roadblock is the one that's important. The rest of them you can deploy in any real order you like. They're not super important. Just as long as the last one you pop in is this one in between your 2 vanguards. So Ifrit in, facing down, and wait for this guy to get blocked and start attacking, and then you can drop in that last roadblock. If you don't wait until they're actually up against your vanguard, you will lose the roadblock, sorry, and you do have spares, but you don't really want to be sitting there redeploying roadblocks all day. It's not helpful. So Perfumer in, facing back this way, to the right. Your single block vanguard there. And what we want to do is activate Scavenger and pull her out. Deploy in your chain caster. Deploy your healer. So from here on out, we're really just deploying in an order, which is going to be important. Now, this sniper is the first one you got to worry about. They'll break, lock them back up. Quora in. Use that chaincaster skill. And then deploy Ethan facing up. Activate Vignar's skill to wipe that guy out. And this will be the last skill cycle of Myrtle, and we can take Vigna out as well. So what we're going to do is Matoimaru here, and once you have the deployment points, Gummy in behind. Ethan's skills so we can help out get rid of this guy. Try and get rid of him before he breaks, that's the important part. And from here on out, like, Bubbles' cooldown is pretty woeful, I'll admit. So what we want to do is we kind of just want to keep an eye on it. So I'm going to use it here just because I've got a nice little build-up of enemies here. There we go. Plus she has the range to shoot over here. Not to mention it just keeps bouncing back and forward between these two because they're the only two there. Alright, so you'll notice that I am now just saving Ethan's skill. That's because I want to get rid of these guys. These guys have to die. That's non-negotiable, that one. So once there's 3 of them on the field, that is pretty much it. Once the first one gets into Ethan's range, we're going to use Ethan's skill. You may need to use Matoimaru's skill. They're all being held up quite well here by Ethan. Remember, Ethan is RNG. That's the most important thing I can say to you, is remember that Ethan is RNG. So one will go up to Matoimaru, and the other will stay down. So from here, you probably need to use healer skills. But it's pretty much sweet as, because, I mean, you've got 2 healers on Matoimaru. Use the skill when it's ready. And obviously just use Ethan's skill when it's ready. And voila! That's how you get through that. Now the best advice I can give you if you find yourself struggling is grab yourself an on-deploy Utage for that last round. And on whichever, if you find yourself just struggling with one or the other, just drop your Utage on whichever of the 2 you've got. Because as I said, you've got a free operator slot. So just yank someone out. Even if it's just Perfumer that you're yanking out. And yeah, we'll just be measured about who you're yanking out. Perfumer is typically the way to go because you've still got Gummy. So you can swap Gummy's skill out to skill 2 for that last guy. And as soon as that last guy takes the turn, you activate Gummy's skill, and by the time Gummy's skill is ready to start healing, he will be at Matoimaru, hopefully. Unless Ethan's RNG does all the gold for you. And then you can just yank out Perfumer and pop in your Utage for whichever of the 2 you having trouble with. Hope that helps, guys.